Man, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to another episode of EOS. It's 1090 Jake, man. I'm rocking with y'all, that y'all rocking with me. And for this video, we're gonna be speaking on Florida rapper Raxx Be Snapping, how he was buck 50'd and snitched on the case. Raxx Be Snapping, a Wisconsin-born, Florida-raised rapper repping Clearwater, went viral in the past few years with his Instagram freestyles. I ain't even gonna lie, he lives up to his name. His quick delivery, flow, and lyrics really do be snapping. Even being reposted on Instagram by Snoop Dogg in 2018 and introduced as his new artist.
You see that white boy I found on Instagram?
Who is that?
He hard as fuck, cuz he from Florida. I just talked to him. I'm gonna put that nigga down. He cold.
You know, if you want to put him down like that, I know he gotta be hard.
His name Raxx, cuz. Look on my page. That nigga was standing on the side of a motherfucking car dealership, nigga, on the highway, nigga, busting, nigga.
But I don't cover rappers unless they get into some shit, so let's get into it. July 23rd, 2018, Raxx was at Pier 60 at Clearwater Beach, ranked the nation's #1 beach twice and the only Florida beach to make top 25 in the world. I myself have been to Pier 60 like many on the west coast of Florida. It's a family place, lots of tourists, white sand, and clear water in Clearwater. Who would have thought? Raxx was apparently there with his girlfriend and possibly 2 other friends when he was approached by a flower vendor. It isn't uncommon. On the beach there's mad people trying to sell shit like seashells, shark tooth necklaces, the tourist shit, but this was at night. And Raxx must have already smashed the little shorty he was with because he wasn't trying to even get her any flowers. So he told the lady he's good, but the lady was persistent, even telling him she has another kind of flowers.
And then she offered to sell drugs to me. She offered to sell me some marijuana. Yeah. I told her no, I'm straight. She said, well, you don't even know what I have. Let me show you what I got. It's that good stuff. She continued to ask me, she said, do you want to buy some marijuana? And she went to go pulling the drugs out. And that's when I was like, you know, you gotta go.
It got to a point where Raxx told the vendor to leave him alone. This lady must have been at the JIT camp back in the day because she upped out a box cutter and in one quick motion, buck 50'd Raxx in his face, then took off running. Now, the lady ran away, Raxx ran after, but I'm gonna insert a news clip so y'all can hear it from his mouth what he actually did.
I turn around, next thing you know, the girl hits me in the face with a box cutter or some type of knife and just drags it down my face.
He thought he'd only been punched.
I felt a whole bunch of blood just go running down my face, and I felt it and I was like, oh man, she sliced me open.
The woman, identified as 36-year-old Christy Kaufman, took off running toward the pier and playground. Wounded and bleeding, Austin followed. At the pier, he spotted an officer.
He asked me what was going on. I looked at him, I said, she just cut my face open. She had a knife in her hand and she stabbed me in the face.
Blunt chasing her down the boardwalk, flagging down an officer.
I said, hey officer, look, this woman just stabbed me in the face, and then the officer ran after her and caught her.
With him holding his face, telling police she cut him, the flower lady took off running towards the playground of all places with her box cutter and police chasing behind. As the officer caught up with her, he attempted to place cuffs on her and she pulled away, resisting arrest. Screaming and cussing on the way to the police car, she then tried to kick out the back window. Confronted by the officer, she tried to kick him in his face, but got him in his chest. Christy Kaufman was arrested and charged with aggravated battery with a deadly weapon for the buck 50, carrying a concealed weapon for the box cutter, resisting an officer without violence for running, battery on a law enforcement officer for kicking, and disorderly conduct for bitching. Cause apparently when she was getting arrested, she was cussing and making a big scene, and she went to the playground, so there's like mad kids. According to court transcripts and Christy's memory, she approached 2 black men asking if they wanted flowers when Raxx butted in saying, nobody wants your fucking roses, I'll rob you for all your shit right now, pulling up his shirt showing a gun. Christy, saying she doesn't want any problems with the 130-pound Clearwater Beach goon, started walking away. Taking off her jewelry, which she estimated to be worth around $7,000 in gold. Man, I'm gonna start selling fucking roses. She was in fear of having it snatched after the confrontation. She continued pushing her vendor cart of roses when her left wrist was grabbed. Turning, she saw Raxx as he was threatening her. She grabbed her box cutter, which she used to cut rose stems, stuck it in his face, and swiped down. Her defense bringing up a video on Instagram of Raxx freestyling. The same freestyle he addresses those calling him a snitch, saying, "Same jits calling me a snitch ain't never hold a stick, and even if you did, you never had the hot to blow that shit." Then saying, "Would've shot that bitch, but it was too many witnesses to shoot." Her defense claiming he's admitting he was armed during the altercation based on his lyrics. A witness at the pier gave a different story, one that more so matched the story Raxx gave to the news. The flower lady came up, he said no, then go away, and she slashed him. She never heard a threat from Raxx and never saw him grab the flower lady. His girlfriend saying, baby, your face is cut," as Raxx started yelling, "Grab that lady cut my face," as he ran looking for the police. A third witness saw what went down, saying in court it looked like he was slapped until he started bleeding. Raxx then running down the pier saying, officer, stop her, she has a knife." The officer, seeing him bleeding, started chasing after her. Now Raxx was doing news interviews after the slashing, and he never hid what happened, posting pictures of his face and continuing to do freestyle videos. Honestly, I feel like it made him feel high with the slash on his face, just seeing how every picture angle on his Instagram has the scar in it. But damn, witnesses saying he ran yelling for the police, then a freestyle saying the only people calling him a snitch are pussy, and he would've shot the lady. Well, I ain't pussy, bruh, and as a jit, I pop plenty of fucking guns. You snitched. There's no debate. Now, like all rappers, you have clout chasers that'll pull stunts in public to boost their name, and it would be no different for Raxx, who was caught and confronted at a barber shop by a man named Bryce Green, who served 348 days, not years, not months, 348 days in prison for aggravated assault and 2 other charges. According to his arrest reports, he held a knife to his girlfriend's throat after dragging her by her hair from a bed, pulling her 5 feet, ripping her hair out of her head. Oh, you a savage, huh? So Bryce decided to run down on Raxx, who was lacking in a barbershop with his mom. I'll let y'all watch the clip.
Boy,
Kiss that shit fly.
You got a Steelers jacket on, green.
Hey, you know what's on my mind? We're just cold out here, man.
God damn, boy.
Catch this shit.
D Tommy, man.
Bryce Green, nigga. Yeah, you finna catch this shit. Bryce Green, nigga. Yeah. So what's good? Well, what's up? What's up, nigga? You bucking the fade, nigga? Come on. Catch his hands. Remember that, nigga? Yeah, nigga, I caught your ass. Lackin, G, you got these kids in this bitch, boy. Come on, y'all.
No, ain't nothing going on here now.
Now it doesn't end there. He dropped a freestyle wearing the same outfit, saying, "I'ma murk you for my boss. 7'4", that's how I'm taught." Now, if you're a Jimmy Neutron, unaffiliated, for y'all that don't know gang terms, gang terminology, boss, 7'4", this is referring to the gangster disciples, the GDs. Now it's growth and development, depending on whether it's 360, 720, whatever. You can watch Gangland to learn more about that shit. More or less, he's claiming he's a gangster disciple. But the barbershop incident didn't end when the camera went off. According to an arrest report, Raxx was booked for aggravated assault and delinquent in possession of a firearm, and Bryce Green was booked and admitted to tapping Raxx on the shoulder before punching him in the face, causing a minor cut. Raxx admitted to police that after he was hit, he went to his mom's vehicle, grabbed her .380 handgun, pointing it at Bryce as he walked towards him. Now, if we want to quote Raxx's lyrics, he either didn't have the heart to blow it, or he would have shot him, but there was too many witnesses. Now, for this video, there's no debate on if he told or didn't. According to court paperwork, transcripts, witness statements, he told. And then he admitted in the other case he got hit in his shit, so he pulled the gun out. He tried to go the self-defense route, and with self-defense, you have to admit to what happened in order to plead self-defense. And you know, I would say it's acceptable to do that if the person in the situation died. Someone tries to take your life, you get the upper hand, they get whacked, you plead self-defense, he tried to kill me, he's dead, he can't go to prison, so you're not snitching. You see what I'm saying? But that's just my opinion. Now, there's gonna be plenty of people that defend Raxx, right? Oh, he got $150, though, police, they already seen it, this and that, blah. I don't really give a fuck. You know what I mean? If you want to defend them, you can defend them. It really doesn't bother me at the end of the day. What I more or less like to speak on is the whole Tekashi shit. It's one thing to snitch and you're a normal citizen. It's one thing to snitch and after you get out of prison or whatever situation you're in, you change your whole entire life. You go the citizen route. It's another thing to snitch and then act like you're still a killer. If you snitch, get out of prison and then do this Tekashi shit, there's no respect for that. If you snitch like in this situation and drop a video talking about y'all saying I'm snitching but y'all pussy, I would have shot the bitch, da-da-da. And then when you get into a situation with a dude who hit you in front of your mother, you pulled a gun but he didn't get popped, it's too much putting on. You know what I'm saying? It's like you forcing it now. You're really doing it for the internet. And then Snoop Dogg signed him, but Snoop Dogg went at it with 6ix9ine about snitching. And I don't really see the difference in the two. Either way, it's a wild case. You don't really hear about too many people getting butt 50'd on the street unless they're from like New York. And it just goes to show that the facade a lot of people put out on the internet isn't true. And a lot of people are putting this shit out entirely for the money and the views and the attention that they're getting out of it. And what becomes dangerous from doing this for the youth, for the kids that watch this type of shit and also watch this channel, the more you try to portray an image, the more likely you're gonna find yourself in a position that qualifies for that image. So if you wanna talk about you're a killer, you're a robber, you're a jack boy, this and that, eventually somebody may press you on that situation. And when that happens, you need to be prepared for it. And you also have to understand you're gonna have to do something and you're gonna be expected to do the same shit that you were talking about. And you might be so caught up in your appearance to everyone else, you fuck around and actually do some shit that causes you to go to jail and prison. And you end up losing the whole career that you worked for. Or it goes the other direction, you snitch or even become a victim. There's plenty of rappers that put on that facade, they get caught, they get killed. So don't be one of these dudes trying to put on for the internet. And if you can, pull somebody's card, because out of all of these fake gangsters that's out there, if you call them out and say, listen, guns down, knives down, what's up, let's fight, majority of them ain't even gonna do it. And if you can't get that fight, win or lose, I salute you for doing it. But hey, stay true, stay humble, stay real. It's 10 out of J. I'm rocking with y'all rocking with me. Till next time.